Welcome to the Calzone. Ben wants to talk about the duties owed.
Let's do it.
Boring paperwork guy, dude.
I know. Detail.
No, the duties owed is by far the most important piece of paper that we go through.
For the buyer and seller, not even for, I don't even want them to sign this.
I do.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, the reason I say that is because this talks about what I owe you.
Right.
Has nothing to do with any contractual shit for you.
I think that's why.
Sorry,
and we'll talk to. That's
I
okay.
like it too.
That's
I like
okay.
it too.
We'll talk to the forms committee and maybe get the duties owed and the buyer brokerage agreement to just be one document.
Wow, you know a guy that could do that?
I'm on all those committees, dog. But there's a couple of reasons why we don't. First of all, Ben, explain kind of what the duties owed is, or how, if I was a buyer, how would you explain the duties owed to me?
Yeah. So again, I want to take back what I said, right? Because it's a duties owed from me as a representative for basically the for national as well as our local area.
Because you're a realtor,
right? Yeah.
Right.
So I paid double the dues for that. Right. Anyways, so the duties owed, right, by a Nevada real estate licensee is what is stated at the top of the form.
Right.
And what the duties owed tells the buyer or seller is that what my representation to them looks like, right? I have to not be deceitful, fraudulent, or dishonest. Right. I have to be forthcoming about everything that I know to the buyer about, let's say, the deal or prospective home that they want to purchase. If I know something, I have to disclose that. From the seller's standpoint, if I know something about the buyer, I have to disclose that to the seller, right? Which protects both sides, right? So reasonable skill and care. You want to take that one?
Dude, first of all, that is crazy that's even in there. Reasonable skill or care. And that's oftentimes where a bunch of this stuff gets hung up because, before 2 years ago, dude, I didn't know if you had a 5-bedroom house, your septic tank had to be over, so big, stuff like that. But if you have been if you've been in the business for as long as I have, you should have known that. There was a whole hearing about it. That's reasonable skill. Even though I've dealt with maybe, at that point in my career, I dealt with, I don't know, maybe 10 septic systems. They were all, newer and there's no
reasonable skill, but skills honed on the job.
Right, dude, for real. So, it's kind of scary. What I want to talk about on this and why I like that form is because I feel like it sets me apart from a used car salesman, right? Like if there's sugar in my gas tank, that guy doesn't have to tell. Where do I sign that guy isn't bullshitting me, right? Mm-hmm. This says that I have to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do that anyway, and I hope you understand that. But when I'm having a client sign that, I'm saying, I don't care if you don't trust, salespeople or you think that realtors are like used car salesmen. This document right here, I take it to heart.
Yeah.
This document right here tells you that I'm not a piece of shit. It's basically how I sell this form to people.
Yeah.
Because it's
that's the clip.
Yeah, any confidential information we can't disclose for a year.
Right, dude. Right. It's crazy, and I think it's fantastic. I do think that there should be some. I do think that there should be a form where it kind of ties everything together. So here's my duties owed to you. If I'm working my ass off and being super honest and doing everything right, what do you owe me? And that's a whole different.
I wish all
different
agents took this to heart, right? Because there isn't a duties owed in between real estate agents, other than the fact that we're realtors and we have, obviously, right,
professional courtesy,
code of conduct and all of that stuff, which sometimes goes out the window, unfortunately.
There's never
right, but this thing talks about presenting all offers made, trying to seek what you're looking for in a purchase price or a sales price, right? Whether or not we can act on both sides of the party, whether we can act on one side or both sides, right? And so this is, again, right, this is not there's no contractual stuff in here. And I think that was one of the reasons I wanted to talk about
what's it say? It's just an agreement. It's not even agreement. It is a...
Yeah, this doesn't mean that I'm your only, like...
This form does not constitute a contract for services nor an agreement to pay compensation.
Exactly.
That is the second bold line in italics there. And I guess we probably should have gone into a little bit deeper right off the bat. The duties owed is a form that we have as licensees is the big part there.
It's got my license number on there.
Right. We have to have this signed very first before you get anything else signed, before you get a contract signed, before you get a buyer's broker agreement, before you before you have them fill out the listing input form that's just information about their house. Before you do anything, you have to have this duties owed signed. I love it because it's basically just like I've never had a problem with this.
Yeah.
I've never been brought up on charges. Bro.
I love it because I'm honest.
Yeah. Right, dude. Yeah. So I don't mind it. But if I was to, if I was to bring something to our next committee meeting, I would be like, I'd like them to have some skin in the game too. I've always been concerned about that. But by the time I get someone to sign a duties owed, we're probably already buddies and working with each other at that point anyway. So, that's kind of my view behind the duties owed form. And that's
quick and easy.
Yeah, I can't wait to forward this podcast to people to explain the duties owed before they sign a contract.
Honestly, a duties owed might be something kind of nice for lenders.
What are you hiding from us, bro?
Me, nothing. I want to get rid of the guys that do.
Yeah, I don't want to go too far down the legal rabbit hole, but right. A lot of agents...
Oh, a lot of agents forget that we signed that.
Yeah.
But dude, honestly, in my opinion, that's how I run my business. Mm-hmm. So, I've never had a problem.
You don't go to sleep at night thinking about the duties owed?
I don't. No, I'd like to have more people sign it. It means I got more clients. But.
Well, Cal, thanks for appeasing me.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
That was fun, guys.
Check you later.